Hello everyone and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide, where we're here at Europa Park in Germany for the opening day of Voltron Nevera, the new multi-launch roller coaster featuring 4 launches and 7 inversions.
So if you saw yesterday's video, you'll be able to see our first reactions to Voltron, and then in this one we're going to get multiple angles, multiple seats and see how the ride differs. It
wasn't the best opening earlier on today, so I just kind of wanted to end that video there. We showed the whole kind of opening experience and our first ride, but we're back this afternoon and it's like a completely different day. It's much less chaotic now. The sun's even out for us this afternoon. It was raining earlier on and we're about to go and join the queue for Voltron Nevera, our second ride on there. I'm going to take you along with another on-ride POV, but this time get some more off-ride shots because the queue line's actually set up at the moment that you go all the way underneath parts of the coaster, get some views of that and just overall capture the atmosphere this afternoon. Luckily it's much calmer. We're going to enjoy Croatia in the beautiful sunshine. And of course this morning we were in a real rush coming through this area, so I didn't really get a chance to say about where you'd normally enter the queue line for Voltron. Of course, when it's not a really busy day, you'd enter just out the front of the building there where the Voltron sign is. Look at it there coming out of the Beyond vertical launch. And obviously at the moment, with it being the opening day, I'd imagine on any busy day, they're sending you down here, and that's why the entrance is in this direction. So obviously I didn't really get a chance to explain that earlier on. The priority for us was just staying safe, to be honest, and just getting down into the queue. So it's advertised at 90 minutes plus, so I guess we'll see what happens. We've had some friends that waited 2.5 hours, so we're gonna go and join the queue, but this time we're gonna get a lot more time to look at things and appreciate the theming, and also get lots more off-ride shots of the coaster. But just in general, the first kind of impressions of Croatia, all these buildings are beautiful. Like, they've done a really good job with the area, the palm trees. Look at the dispatches as well, very consistent with it having that turntable loading system. And all the flooring's nice, like, especially when the sun's out. Like, it's so it's just vibrant, isn't it?
They've done such a good job. The level of detail is incredible in this area.
So we're going to head down this way. And of course, I can't imagine them using this kind of back of house queue for a very long time. More just the initial opening days, I'd imagine. But yeah, we'll won't film any more of the kind of the cattle pen and stuff around here. I'll wait until we're into the main area again and to get some shots of all the detailing. It's not actually as busy around here as we were expecting. We thought we might be waiting in all of this cattle pen, but actually we're only going to be waiting in a small bit of it. So we'll queue through that and then we'll be back into the main part of Croatia. A little bit of downtime for 10 minutes, but we're only waiting in that back area for that duration of time. Yeah, 10 minutes around there, not too bad at all. And we're actually in the area now. So normally this won't be part of the queue line. This is just at the moment forming part of like the extended queue, where we can get some really good views. Look at this. So normally when the kind of opening hypes died down for Voltron, you'll just be able to stroll around here at your own pace. It won't be part of the queue. You'll also be able to go up this tower just here onto the top and get some views of the coaster as well. Obviously at the moment they can't do that because it is part of the queue line, which is understandable. And of course you got the construction going on over there at the back. Yeah, it looks like there's some back of house buildings that are going to be built just over there as well. So hopefully they're going to be themed into Croatia on the back, but I'm not too sure. The fact they've planted some quite large trees on this side makes me think that they're just going to be look a bit generic and they're hoping to cover it with the trees. I guess we'll find out. But still, this looks great. So look at the clock tower just over there. That looks fantastic. It would be amazing if you could walk up there. And it is actually evacuation steps as well. So if you did ever get evacuated from that mid-course brake run just up there, the block brake, you would actually get to walk down the steps inside the tower, which is quite a cool little feature. And I really appreciate how they've done the tower instead of just leaving an empty staircase just there. There's another awesome view looking over towards the tower and that Beyond vertical launch. They finished this off really well around here. All the flooring, the lighting, the planting. Yeah, it's gorgeous. And it looks like the tower is open. It's just obviously at the moment it is still part of the queue line here, so no one's leaving the queue to go up. So I think we're just going to nip round and go and have a look up there on the tower and see what the view's like. So obviously you get a nice aerial perspective over the area. And here we go then, just heading up the tower. Yeah, I thought it was all closed off, but it's not. We can get some nice views looking out over the coaster. Oh, look at this. View looking into Croatia just there. Fantastic. It doesn't seem to be going round again. Having quite a lot of downtime today, but that was expected for a new ride opening. Oh, look at this. Wow, beautiful. So you can see we're going to be queuing just around the corner here, and then we'll be in the normal part of the queue line round at the back. She's not too bad at all. Oh, this is stunning. What a view. So I'm right up here on the top now, this little tower, right in the heart of the Croatia themed area. Look at this. Wow, the views over the coaster are awesome. So normally, this will all not be part of the queue line around here. And you'll be able to actually walk in through this archway. That's like another area entrance from Russia just over there, right next door to the spinning coaster, Euromir. And then you just kind of walk into the area around here, and also the entrance over on that side as well. Yeah, it's beautiful from up here. You get a lovely idea on the scale of this area, and of course they've definitely got plans in the long term to add more attractions to Croatia. This is the first of hopefully quite a few rides that we're going to see as part of this themed area. Yeah, this is lovely around here. Great views of the coaster. Wow, it's fast around that section, it's hard to film. Love it. The Croatian flag just up there as well, flying high. Yeah, this is gorgeous. I'm just looking down here, there's a little pool underneath as well. Can't wait to see it at night with all the lighting. It's a shame that you've got the car just there in the middle. The Rimac car, of course, that's the sponsorship for this ride. Yeah, it's a shame that's had to be placed right in the heart of the area down there, really. Especially with how nicely detailed all the buildings are. And then you just got a really modern building to have the car on display. But I guess that's how sponsorships work, isn't it? This would have been nice if it could have been in a theme building, I guess, over at the side. I can stand up here all day. Very impressed with the tower. You've just got the coaster running all the way around the side. Just a brilliant atmosphere just standing up there watching it go round. You just go and grab a drink and just stand up there and soak up the views for ages. I mean, I could anyway. Just appreciating the coaster and just seeing it from those different levels. Like, fantastic. And that's the thing, you've not just got the top level, you can stop all the way up and see it from different angles. And just like having all the fences around the side as well. Fantastic, really like the area. And it's not just the observation area that's beautiful down here. This whole section is fantastic how it's been designed. This is how to theme and landscape a coaster underneath. They've done a great job. I look at all the buildings and photo opportunities. It's like you're walking around this kind of ruin. Like, they've done a fantastic job. Little buildings just over there as well. It's great. There's Charlotte over in the queue. Holding the place for us. So I'm just getting a few little shots all around this section. Yeah, even like all the footers are all nicely themed in down the bottom, all the flooring. This is gorgeous. So there's another little viewing area over here. Let's walk up onto this. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do with them buildings. I mean, they've kind of blocked them with all the trees just here, so maybe they're not going to really be themed into the area, more just back of house. Oh, this is nice. And we're right at the bottom now of the tower, so if you were lucky enough to get E-stopped up there, you'd walk down the tower and come out of this door here, I'd imagine. You can see the launch section just down there as well. Fantastic just to see it up close. I just can't believe we're finally standing in this area and seeing it. I'm just glad it's a lot more relaxed and chilled out now this afternoon than it was this morning, you know. And that's the thing, I wanted to kind of end that video and just come in, we actually left the park for a little bit, had a refresh, and then I've come back in this afternoon, and yeah, it's just nice just to stroll around and take it all in, really. Very slow with the trains going around. There's some stops every so often. Again, you can expect that from a new ride on its opening day. Yeah, I'll wait around here for a minute and see if we can get a shot of it coming. And here she comes, Voltron Nevera. Down into the launch. Oh, lovely. Some awesome shots around here in Croatia. Look at this little stream running down the middle. A bit like down in the Swiss area of the park, they got something similar to this. How beautiful is this area though?
Oh, it is so good, but what is brilliant is just how many trains are just going around the circuit. Like you look somewhere and then another train comes. It's excellent.
It takes a minute just to work out which parts of the ride they are, doesn't it?
Where is it? Where's it coming from? There's so many angles that you can get great shots of.
Yeah, I'm really pleased that they've owned all this round here to queue in as well. Oh, this is great. I mean, look at this. Really feel the wind. Whoa!
Wow.
As it comes round. All the flags shake as well. I love it round here. Oh, this is fantastic. And that's the thing. I'd imagine even in the next few days, they're not going to need to use all that cattle pen queue line outside of the area because they've got all this area that they can use as a kind of backup to the main queue line. There's so many places to view this coaster. In fact, there's another little viewing area just down here. I'm loving this. Like, just being able to walk fully underneath the coaster and see it. There you go, they've got some steps there just in case it was to stop on this launch as well and potentially valley from the element. You know, the thought of it, like they've already got a platform in to evacuate guests if they need to. And this shows how long the layout is. Look, it goes all the way down there. And that's something that we haven't really spoke about yet, the length to it. And of course, we had one ride. You can't fully judge a coaster from one ride. I've always said that. That was our initial kind of opening experience. Let's see how we get on with ride number 2 just here. I'm really hoping for a front row. Would love to ride it on the front, show you a POV. Wow. Hey, that train looks a lot smoother on the side. I have started to notice actually a couple of the trains that are shaking on the side, so maybe I was just unlucky with that first ride and got one of those. I guess we'll see. This is beautiful down here though. What a place to get shots. So yeah, we're going to lead back round now towards the front of the building and then we'll be heading into the main part of the queue line then. I was saying a few minutes ago how this will be another entrance down here from the Russia themed area. So yeah, that pathway will just open up and we'll be able to walk around here. And of course that's the main normal part of the queue line just off to the right hand side. And it's a really nice archway. Kind of wish there was an archway coming in from Greece actually on the other side, because I like archways, I like entrance portals. So we're just out the front of the building then now, and we're going to be entering into there shortly through the building and then into the normal exterior queue before coming back inside the main part of the building and queue line before heading to the lockers and then to the station. Let's just start talking about the details of this building here. It looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Really nice, because it's very vibrant, but also it's got a rustic feel about it as well, which is great. And it's kind of like Nikola Tesla has been experimenting inside, and from the outside here it all looks very normal, all looks very fresh. But then of course when you get on the inside, there's so much to see in there. It's like this big industrial warehouse. I tell you what, these dispatches though are really good. Yes, it's having some downtime, but in between that, the dispatches are great. Once this thing's settled in, it's going to be a capacity monster, this is. It really is. 7 trains, 16 riders per train. I believe it's running 6 trains today. So obviously that one did Valley yesterday. Oh, this is nice. What I like is they paint the pool all blue underneath as well, and they've added like the water effects, all the planting. Incredible. It is gorgeous around here. Been waiting for about 50 minutes so far. We're going to be heading inside the building shortly. Some nice music. It's very calm, very relaxing just outside, and then of course it all kind of changes when you head into the building. It becomes a bit more dramatic, which is what I love. Over the little bridge we go. All the beautiful details on the front of the building just here as well, and all the windows. Looks great, it really does. And of course you got the big entrance sign there too, which does look fantastic. Voltron Nevera, and then of course the sponsor down there at the bottom, powered by Rimac. Of course in the future, if that sponsor does disappear, they can easily just take that then off the bottom of the sign just there as well. What I do like is though, the sponsorship isn't too intrusive on the logo just there, and that's the thing, most people are just going to call it Voltron, aren't they? I mean the full name, Voltron Nevera, powered by Rimac. For me, it's really just Voltron Nevera, and most of the time, I'm sure after the opening, most people, including myself, are just going to refer to it as Voltron, and that's what's there in the clear white text on the sign. Nicely themed though. On the signage just there as well. In terms of this truss with the speakers, I think these were just in for the opening today, playing all the music this morning when we're making our way in. Let's just talk about the 3 different queue lines then for Voltron. Of course, we're here in the main queue. You've then also got a single rider line, and also a virtual line as well. And virtual line is basically a service where you do get to fast track the attraction, which is a free service, and it's very, very limited. They've offered that for a few years on some of the other attractions, so it doesn't really slow down the queues at all. That's the good thing. There's no paid fast track here at Europa Park. If anything, the virtual line is a bit like, if you remember the days of Fast Pass at Disney when it was a free service, very similar to that. In terms of single rider queue, it is very, very busy. It's all the way back. So yeah, I don't think the single rider queue at the moment is probably the best option. Height restriction, 1.3 meters just over there. You see the other restrictions board, and then there is a nice test seat just down there as well, which is fantastic. I do like it when attractions have that logo there in a mosaic for the Adventure Club of Europe. Of course, a lot of the attractions here, Voltron, Harrington and Batavia, they all tie into that. There it is, the test seats. Beautiful these are, aren't they, with the restraints and all this padding along the back is really nice. So yeah, we're going to kind of come through this way, head out of the back of the building, and then we'll come back into it in the main part of the queue. I tell you what though, when it's operating, this queue moves fast, doesn't it, Charlotte?
Really fast, which is great to see.
Ah, brilliant. I like this on here. You've even got like, the little breakages on the windows just there. Just little touches, little details. All this real brickwork as well. Like, it looks fantastic. Done a very good job. We'll get to see a lot more of the queue line in detail now. Like, look at the building just up there. You've got kind of like the crack in the side, and it's weird really to see a bit of a darker theme at Europa Park, because normally all the themes are very light and vibrant. I'm not saying that this is like a full-on horror theme or anything, but it's just a little bit darker, isn't it? Some of the buildings have got some more detail in, and yeah, I like that. I mean, back home we have too many dark things. Here at Europa Park they didn't really have much at all, so it's nice how they've gone for something a bit more weathered, should we say, with the look of this. It's nice. I'm really liking how much water there is around the area. That definitely adds to it. And of course you've got this big machinery out here, which I imagine is generating power as part of the storyline. So you've got all these big cables over the top, and then all going up there into the main part of the building. Very cool how this has been designed, and these are turning round. I do really like all this. And yeah, it is a bit of a cattle pen queue line out here, but at least there's some big props, some big theming pieces to look at. And it doesn't always need to be big theming pieces that add to the area. Sometimes just smaller little bits like this go a long way, you know. Some materials in there, it's big saws. Don't worry, they are glued down. Yeah, it has stopped again. It's just up there on the mid-course brake run. Seems like it's maybe having like timing issues. That's the thing though, there's a lot packed into this ride. You got the bounce track, you got 4 launches, you got a turntable, you got a spike, you know, and it's a long layout, so it's got so much tech on here. You can just hear that in the background. It's not really playing a soundtrack in this part of the queue. It's more atmospheric sound effects. You can just hear there, like the drumming going on inside this. To start the ride. Can't wait to experience it again in a different seat. And look at this. Wow, very cool. I said this in yesterday's video, but it just reminded me a lot of Poseidon's Fury that used to be at Islands of Adventure. This big kind of tunnel. Here's Charlotte. You probably can't hear her, but she said it scares her.
Oh, I don't like
it. Look at it go. Look at that going round like. Woo! Very, very cool effect that. More machinery generating that electricity down here in the queue. And then you got all the cables going up there. I can't believe how warm it is now. I could literally be in my shorts this afternoon.
I could take this coat off.
Yeah.
It's quite warm.
I'm warmer now than I was in Spain a few days ago. Yeah, it's nice. I tell you what though, someone had said to me 10 years ago, Sean, you're going to be seeing coasters with elements like that, a looping launch. And I said, are you joking? I can't believe it. Like, the fact that the coasters have evolved so much over the past few years really is incredible. Even 5 years ago, seeing something like that, like, crazy. Coasts have come a long way, and Mack Rides has been one of the manufacturers that have really helped with that, you know, doing different things. Here's another nice view. And the queue line with the coaster there behind. I'm not too sure if this is finished down here or not. It looks like it's just been kind of chucked in the top. Maybe there's going to be another effect there. I'm not too sure. It's clear there's still quite a bit of work to be done around the area and other little finishing details. And something that makes Europa Park really beautiful is the fact they've actually got a real river that just runs through the park. And you can actually see that right here from the queue line as well, so that adds to it. And you've got the nice rocks and there's landscaping all around here on the side. Can't really hear any soundtrack or even sound effects or anything over here really. But you do get to hear the claps and the cheers as it comes into the brake run. You get to appreciate all the workings of even the brake run down here as well. Look at that, so much to it. Oh, that's a nice geeky shot for you all out there, I love it. So yeah, let's make a little turn around here. Small undercover section under the brake run. We've only got a little bit of outdoor queue before we're inside. We've been waiting about 90 minutes so far. Pretty cool features in the queue, bit of pipe work. More of Nikola Tesla's experiments and machinery all around here as well, and I reckon that's all the cabling was wrapped around there. That's the thing, love little bits like that. So yeah, we're going to make our way just around the corner and then we're fully inside then. Right then, we take a bit more of a detailed look at Tesla's little office here. Adventure Club of Europe on there, all the books, we've got the radio, and we've got some plans just over there, the patent office. What's really cool is you got the wrap just in there as well. I believe he actually moves across, which is a cool little effect. We've got all the wiring over here. Wow, the musical Tesla coils. They're a crowd pleaser. You can tell everyone's impressed with those. They are great. Like, I've never actually seen them in person before. So I've watched like videos on YouTube in the past and never actually seen them in person doing that. I've obviously seen Tesla coils. There's one in 13's queue at Alton Towers at our local park back in the UK. But never actually seen ones like this, and also they're not like caged in boxes or behind perspex or anything. They're literally just up there in the ceiling, which is great. I'm getting blasted with warm air. That's a good thing on a cold day, blasting the air down here. And I reckon when it's nice and hot, this will be fully air conditioned. But let's put it into perspective. The actual station's upstairs there with the lockers underneath. And then you've got the special elements, the speakers there on the left hand side, and then shutters actually close when the special element takes place, that bouncing track. And then over on this side, of course, you've just got the screen with the train coming in, which is all fake, but quite a nice little effect. And you've got the Mac family on there as well, and that closes up. Lots of other details here on this side. And it's the atmospheric lighting in here as well. It is quite dark, especially down in some bottom parts of the queue. It's great. Oh, look at this. Yeah, real Tesla coils just down there as well. All the wiring around, all the machinery. This is awesome. The animatronics, not the best quality. I would have liked it to a bit better movement, but still, you can't have everything. It's nice to have him in here, right in the middle of the room. feels like this building's just been here for so long, doesn't it?
Like the level of detail and every single aspect is fantastic. They've done a really good job in here, made it really authentic.
I couldn't see you then, like when that went really dark. Yeah, it's great. Even it's like the shutters, and a lot of this was kept as such a surprise as well and hidden away. Even though the park did a construction documentary, you know, there's so much that they didn't show, which has been great just discovering this for the first time today and seeing it all. Yeah, I'm in love with this interior queue line here. The theming is just next level. Really good, kind of mechanical, steampunk a little bit as well, and just industrial. It's got the bit of the soundtrack playing, but it's more sound effects in here. You know, a lot of just noises going on all the way around. And then of course we get the wonderful musical number every 5 minutes or so by the 4 musical Tesla coils in the middle. Looks like we might have some downtime again. There's some techies looking at the launch up there. Oh, the shutters are still up as well. Oh, there we go. Yeah, they're looking at the launch track that's there. That's quite interesting. There was a bit of a brief pause with that train before it went up. Hey! There we go. That's just ruined the surprise for anybody in here that's not seen it before. Yeah, it seems like they've just broke now, and the little flaps that closed. So obviously we saw like the bounce trap there. A little surprise element for a lot of people. You can tell how many people were shot there, and they were like, oh. And there we go, it's fixed itself now after one dispatch. That's the thing, they don't really want you to see what's happening behind there, you know, that's the whole idea. And I didn't notice this, but Charlotte has pointed it out. You see this piece of machinery down here, that actually moves forwards. It's kind of like giving it the power, and that's why you've got all them cables running up, and that is why you've got that bounce track, I'd imagine, because of course that's the power being put into the train, all part of the storyline. Very cool effect that is. So I guess that's why it's there. It bounces the train up and down, it's giving you the energy, it's giving up that power that Nikola Tesla has created for this new invention. That's it, you see the train pull in and then it closes up. Yeah, it's working now again. Absolutely brilliant that. One of my highlights of the whole experience there. But I am really excited to get on for a second go and see where we go here. Of course, like we mentioned, you can't wait for specific rows on here. If you get the front, brilliant. If you get the back, well, that'd be nice to try too. But in this vlog, we're planning on riding a couple of times at least to try and get some different seats and different experiences, and of course take you along with more POVs. Great thing is as well, Nikola Tesla talks in 3 languages. Very clever man. German, French and English, which is good. Kind of rotates through them all. Wow. So yeah, that's the contraption at the back there that kind of moves back and forwards and puts the energy up there into the train. All part of the storyline, of course, but I love that. So we've waited 1 hour and 45 minutes to get to the lockers. If it doesn't go down again, should only be 5 minutes and we're on. You excited, Charlie? Here we go again. Yeah, let's go and see where we're sat and see what experience we get this time. I'm just hoping it's not going to be as rattly, as bouncy, but after speaking to a lot of people, it seems like there's only a couple of trains out of the 6 that are operating that are like that. So fingers crossed, going to get a better ride this time. It's Voltron Nevera, it's opening day 2024 here at Europa Park. Let's go. I've also got to say the locker situation here is very easy. They literally come over, give you a card, and then you just tap that on the lockers. They're available in a couple of different sizes there as well. Literally just go to one with a green light and then you're off. So yeah, really good organisation. There's a lot of space here as well. Sometimes these rides that have lockers like this, they're not the best organised, but no, this one's very good on Voltron. Oh, we're speaking English now. Welcome to the electric age. Oh, what a great view of all that up there as well. You can actually just about see from here it bouncing up the silo. There you go. So obviously you've got like the flaps on them two windows, but on this one you can just about see it. But you've got to be looking in the right place at the right time, obviously. So the merge point, I tell you what, that single rider queue looks like it's been moving quite slow from looking at a few people who've been waiting in it. So if you are coming, I'll probably hold off on that for now. Yeah, the space in between each of the 4 rows is a lot bigger than I was expecting, which I think is really good. It means even if you are on rows 2 or 3 or even at the back, you can see a lot more looking out at the ride, you know, because you have got a good gap in between, which is fantastic. Let's go and ride Voltron Nevera. We've just seen a front row on-ride POV there from Voltron Nevera on its opening day here at Europa Park. So happy we managed to get a front row ride there, because like I say, you can't actually wait for it, which I can understand due to the nature of the station. And secondly, that ride was much more comfortable than my first ride on there, which I was so pleased about.
So we did a seat swap on that ride, so I had the outer seat and Sean was in the middle, but the outer seat, I actually really enjoyed it. Luckily we was on one of the good trains.
Yeah, we actually found out from chatting to a couple of staff members who are fans of the channel that there's actually 2 trains that haven't had all of the suspension fully attached onto them yet. So they're safe to operate, but it means them 2 trains are very bouncy.
Shaky.
I do feel like really for everyone's ride experience, waiting nearly 2 hours, they shouldn't have been running them 2 trains really. Because it meant that my first ride on there was terrible, and we were chatting to some other people earlier that said the same, and that was a much better experience. So I was on the front row in the middle and just going through all them different elements, especially on the front going up into the beyond vertical launch. That was so much better there, wasn't it?
It was brilliant. Like the outer seat on some of those elements was just fantastic. You just feel so free on there.
You've got the stall, which was great on the front. You've then got the diver, you've got the Immelman, you've got the corkscrews. There's so many different elements packed into this ride. There's some crazy ejector airtime moments, and I feel like you get them so much on the front because you pushed up into them. Hopefully we'll get a back row at some point whilst we're here. and be able to you know, see how that feels down at the back. But I enjoyed that front row so much. Some great airtime, so much packed in. Of course, you still got the pacing kind of issues, in my opinion, with the turntable and the junior scorpion tail, which is the spike. I'm still not a fan of that whole scene. I feel like they could have made a lot more of that in there, theming instead of just having the screen. It really needs closing in, and it needs to match the level of detail that there is in the queue. But still, I'm sure a lot of people will quite like that. It's a bit of a rest in the middle of what is quite a forceful, intense ride. And then of course you're into the second part, more inversions, more insane airtime, and the most intense part of the ride I've found, after doing it a couple of times now, is right near the end of the ride. You know that tower I was showing you in the queue line? You kind of drop down there, you go through a couple of inversions, very forceful there.
I completely agree. At that point, hands come down and I'm holding on.
Yeah, like, it's very forceful. Now I'm not saying the ride that I had on the front was perfectly smooth. It was still a little bit jolty, but this is a very intense ride when you're in the right seat just there. I was so upset and disappointed earlier. I said to Charlotte, like, oh, you know, I can't believe it with the front row ride, with the second row ride, our first ride on it. I thought, blimey, yeah, there's something wrong here. And then that was like riding a completely different coaster, going on it for a second time just there. So really, if you come and you want to try and dodge them two trains for now, we don't know which ones they are, that's the thing. So we're going to go on for another ride shortly, but first we're going to have a little look around the shop that there is here and see some of the merchandise. But yeah, I enjoyed that so much more. Worth pointing out though, there's so many elements packed into this ride. It does remind me a lot of a certain coaster we have on our doorstep, the Smiler at Alton Towers. It's got so much packed in, but in my opinion, putting lots of elements into a ride doesn't necessarily make a world-class coaster. And I said that before with the Smiler. You know, it's just so much. It's got a lot packed in, but that doesn't necessarily mean it does every element the best, you know. Very enjoyable ride though that time. I can't wait to do it again. So the main shop in the area, and the one that you exit into, is Souveniri Nicola, just over here. So we're going to have a look inside. And you kind of expect the shop to have a very kind of industrial kind of feel as well, but it doesn't. Of course, this more fits with the rest of the area just in here. Now, worth pointing out, Europa Park's merchandise isn't normally great. They've done some nice bits over the years, but they don't do loads of great merch. The weird thing is, they're selling like completely unrelated like ride items in here, aren't they? Which is, it's just a different culture over here, isn't it?
I'm guessing this has got like some sort of Croatian behind it, maybe.
Yeah.
And not like specifically ride themed.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like all this is literally like Croatian elements. So like there's nothing themed to the park or the ride down here. Very different, you know, to back home. And of course we go over onto this side, and this is where we got more of the ride merch. So yeah, like, yeah, do you want to buy that and take it home to remember your ride? Yeah. Yeah, it's not what they're the best at merchandise, and that's something that Merlin are actually really good at back home, and that is, you know, merchandise. I mean, look at this, most of the shop is filled with just, you know, random items.
You're not going to come to Europa Park and buy a teacup, are you?
No, I mean, I say cultural, like, cultural is very different here. Look at the side of the shop, what's the busiest? This side, there's no one really looking. Everyone's over here with the ride stuff, so, you know, that shows, doesn't it? So you got the plasma ball just over here. At first I thought it wasn't branded, but yeah, it has got the logo just on the side there as well. And then these lights are quite nice. If you had one of these for back home though, you need to plug it into a different outlet, because obviously it's got the European socket on there, but still that's quite nice. We've got some bags over here.
Yeah, so these are $34.95. What's good about these is if it rains, they'd be waterproof.
Yeah, I've got the zips on, but yeah, you know, as much as you've got this on here, it's not the actual main ride logo, is it? That's on there.
Fun bags, which are $14.95.
Not too bad.
Caps.
Got the cap. Again, it's not got the actual ride logo on, it's more just the branding, so to speak, a bit more subtle with the design.
$34.95.
Oh, that is expensive, very expensive.
T-shirt, that's quite nice. $29.95.
So that's the front, and then the Voltron logo on the back. I wish there was a bit more with that on, because obviously you've just got the top section.
I don't know how that would wash.
No, that's the thing.
Washing off.
There's a huge backstory with the Adventure Club of Europe, and you can buy the books just in here as well, as you can see, if you do want to read into the whole backstory. And then of course you got like all the soundtrack as well to all the backstory, as well as a full series of books. Europa Park Extreme Ride, life is a roller coaster, $34.95. You see what I mean? They're not the best when it comes to merchandise.
It's like this one, Europa Park, pure energy.
Simply awe-inspiring. Yeah, it's not really, not awe-inspiring merchandise for me. This is quite different. There we go. So then you've got the car brand, which is Rimac on the front. You've got the Flying Stars And then you got the Voltron logo. That's nice on the side.
Yeah, you'd have to hand wash that.
This is 99 euros.
For a t-shirt?
It's a polo. It's Rimac branded as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah, polo shirt. That's quite pricey. £29.95 for just a Croatia t-shirt, but then it has got, they got the hoodies just here as well.
These are the hoodies.
Oh, they're the main ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
Voltron on the back.
And then it's got
that logo on the front.
They are £74.95.
Yes, and it's expensive. Yeah, I can't see me getting any of the merchandise. Nothing that really takes my fancy. And here we go. This is the best looking merchandise that they've got for the ride, in my opinion. You have got a mug just there.
I like that. That's quite a good one. £9.95.
Not too bad at all. Under €10. That's the best merch in my opinion. Notebook just there. The cushion is fantastic. They do a nice range of cushions at Europa Park. That's really good. Logo on this side.
£12.95.
So that is pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Much prefer the more full-on merch like this. Towel's good as well.
It's really good.
You can hang that on the wall if you wanted as well.
£24.95.
£24.95. Not too bad. Little look behind the scenes. And that's the clothing that we saw. So yeah, that's all the merchandise. Oh, they do like a little beanie there, £19.95 as well. Nothing to shout about merch-wise, but them bits are all right that they got there, quite nice. Definitely. On-ride photos are available as well. I'll let you know the price for the on-ride photos. Might just get a nice potted plant to take home to remember the ride. But yeah, you can get your on-ride photo there, €6. And that's the shop. Slushies over here and a few little snacks, sunglasses, Voltron glasses.
How do they look when you've got them on? All you see is like blurred lines.
I don't know. Got the social media team out here. How was your ride? Well, my first one was very rough, but luckily that second one was better. 1.4 million people will watch your message. There you go. A little setup just down here. Also then here in Croatia, you've got a new food outlet just over here. It's just ice creams. This is quite nice. Oh, look at the little donkey.
Oh, look at the donkey.
Oh, little water features here as well. I was going to get an ice cream, but the queue looks massive. But yeah, they've got loads of different flavours. New little ice cream place. There's places to sit upstairs, I think, as well. Oh. Here we go. Here's an interesting one for you. They've put these beautiful steps in. And then there's just a gate at the moment over there. That makes me feel like at some point in the future, that's going to lead out to somewhere. This is definitely phase 1 of Croatia, so I guess we'll see what happens. And all this flooring is gorgeous throughout the area as well. I'm not too sure if we're going to get to see it at night this evening or not. The park closes 7, depending on how big the queue is. I mean, we'll get in it at the end, and we might get a night ride, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens with that one. Lots of seating all around here though. And yeah, you've got the upstairs little balcony just over there as well. This is quite nice. Loads of seating all the way around. Just a nice space to just chill out and enjoy the atmosphere. And that's the good thing with Europa Park. They do a good job of all like the little buildings, and yeah, this is lovely around here. And of course you've got the car. Now I understand that it's a sponsorship, and Europa Park have been doing sponsorships for years. I remember like Mustang Jeans being on Vodun. Of course the big ones, Mercedes-Benz on Silver Star. You had like Gazprom over on Blue Fire. So yeah, they've done sponsorships for a long time. I'm not a huge fan of it. In fact, that's the biggest downfall of Europa Park for me. I love the park, but the sponsorships do look out of place. But this one's probably the worst, at least with Silver Star. You know, it kind of fits the theme. With this, you've got the car in the middle. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a very impressive new car, the Rimac Nevera. And of course that's why it's the name Voltron Nevera. For me though, I think the name Voltron Nevera still goes. It's more the powered by Rimac that I'm not such a fan of. And just having this in here, so you've got the beautiful buildings right here, and then they'll just put this slap bang in the middle in there. It doesn't look great, does it, that?
It's just not a fan. It's just in like a big black box as well. Like they could have themed the box up a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just not a fan.
Dogs in park. Hey. You can bring your dog. If you're coming over to Europa Park, your dog can come in. And yeah, all these trees, palm trees and everything, it's lovely, it's really nice. Let's have a little look inside this building. So the Dream Dome that they've had for quite a few years now, this is a new entrance to it, and they've got like a Nikola Tesla film playing in here as well. There's also an ice show themed around Voltron this year, and of course you've got the 4D cinema show. But let's have a little look inside this building. Oh, it smells nice in here. It's not smell pods though, it's just this beautiful wooden roof. Like, it looks like it's just been finished like a few days ago. It's like a little Visit Croatia tourism area in here. Oh, has it? Oh. Pop that back. Oh, there we go. Look at all this in here. It's a little bit like a bit of a wasted space in here at the moment, but it wouldn't surprise me if this turns into something else in the future. But the good thing is you can go and watch the film, and then you've got the little area over to the side. If you're stuck here in the rain, this is a good place to come. Just come and chill out. But it wouldn't surprise me if this changes to a shop or something else in the future. The little bikes over there. And that's where you head into the Dream Dome, just over to the side. So yeah, they kind of built more of a permanent queue line for that, which is good. Nothing else to see really in here. Now, of course, this is very much phase one of the new Croatia themed area. So they've got the ice cream stand, but they've not got loads of other food options permanently yet. So they put these booths in just over here. I reckon these will probably close in the future and they'll replace it with something permanent. Well, these are at least going to be here throughout this year, I'd imagine. Maybe into next year as well, depending on when the next thing's open. But yeah, you can get some food there, €9.50. I'm not really too sure what that is.
I'm not sure. It smells good.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it like a kebab style thing? I'm really not too sure.
It looks a bit like meatballs, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, and then you can get some soft drinks just over there as well. And also some beers by the looks of it, here in the area. Well, I think we're just going to have a bit of a chill out, enjoy the ambience around here now. Luckily, it's a lot more relaxing than it was this morning. And then we'll probably join the queue again and go for another ride and hope that we get a different row once again. We've done row 2 in yesterday's vlog, of course, that we filmed this morning with the first ride. We've done the front row. Be nice to get a back row and of course row 3 as well to try that. Hopefully try them all at some point. Well, we just spent some time enjoying the ambience of the area, and we've decided we're going to go and join the queue again for our third ride on Voltron Nevera. Of course, we got loads of footage in the queue line last time, so I'll wait until we get right up there onto the ride and take you along for another POV. Let's go and see which row we get this time. Oh, we got a different row this time. We're heading on to row number 3. Let's hope we've got one of the good trains. It means we started off with row 2. We did a row 1 and now we're here on row number 3. Let's see how we get on. Yeah, so the staff have like a little thing that they can touch on the back of the restraint, so that lowers them down. Very clever. Fantastic. Are you ready? Let's hope we're on one of the nice smooth trains there. Fingers crossed. Yeah, there's Matt Rides over at the side, like programming and on the tech group. There's like 4 people in the up cabin as well. Let's see what a row 3 ride's going to be like. Of course, I did the POV on the front row. I'm so happy we got that front row ride. Well, yeah, we're going to give you some commentary again on this one as we make our way through. Let's go. Very cool effects there. Hey! Oh, I see we're being charged. We're getting that power. It is good fun there. Welcome to the electric age. Woo! Hey! Whoa! Oh! Woo! Hey! Whoa! Woo! Hey! Let's go! Woo! Oh! Hey! Woo! Hey! This is definitely better than my first ride. Hey! We must be on one of the... Oh, air time! Way! Crazy ejector there! Woo! Twists and turns! Way! Woo! Oh. Yeah, we're on a pretty decent train here. This one's good. How is it in that seat for you?
It's quite good, I like it.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, that's much more comfortable than my first ride. We clearly just got on one of the 2 bad trains for that first one. Part of me feels like, though, for the sake of everyone's experience, they shouldn't have been running them, the 2 bad trains. So obviously it affects people's reviews. On my first review, I was like, oh my god, what's going on? Yeah, this is good now, row 3 as well. It means we've done 3 out of the 4 rows. Woo! Wow! Woo! Whoa! Way to the top hat. Woo! Ready for some more crazy ejector? Whoa! Outward air time! Oh. Whoa! Double up! Oh, wow! Whee! Woo! Hey! Woo! One final quarter, more air time! Oh! I tell you what, it is an intense ride. Like, oh, blimey, when you come into the end there, I'm feeling it now. That was.
Yeah, you too.
Woo! I'm just glad that was a lot better than my first ride.
Oh no, like you said, I don't think they should personally be running those two trains. If they're not fully like ready, they shouldn't be running.
I tell you what, that was fantastic out there. Absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed that. You know, row number 3 as well. Woo! It's a great ejector. Straight in there then with another on-ride POV for Voltron Nevera, this time on row 3. And the good news is it was on one of the smoother trains again there, which I was very pleased about. I took the risk and went on the outer seat again. I thought, please, I don't want to get a banging headache and be shook around. Luckily, I wasn't. And row 3, I tell you what, the speed it goes with some of them elements now is really warming up throughout the day as well.
Yeah, this is one of them coasters where you've got to wait till later on in the day for it to like fully judge it because of the speed.
Definitely, and of course that's why it's important to have multiple rides on a coaster at different times of the day, and in this case on different trains as well that offer different experiences. How did you find your ride there?
I really enjoyed it, but I do find that it gives me a little bit of a headache after I've been on. I'm not too sure whether it's because of the forces or the elements, but I do get a headache from it.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I'm used to intense rides. I love an intense coaster, but for me, I feel the same. I do get, you know, I can always say about the Gersteig on like a Gerstlauer coaster. I feel a bit of that on this, which is really strange for a Mack ride. I think it's mainly because of, obviously I had that really rough ride at the start of the day, which took its toll on one of the trains that you know, hadn't got the stabilization on, and then after that I've just been really struggling to get rid of it. So maybe on another day, hopefully you'll be able to judge that a bit better. But still, it's a really good addition to Europa Park. It's very intense, and that's the thing for this park. You know, I don't think a lot of the people coming are used to it because there's a lot of family attractions here, more relaxing. This is full on. Some of the elements it takes you through. I tell you what though, there's some insane ejector airtime now on some of them hills, isn't there?
The airtime on there is incredible, like proper out your seat moments.
Yeah, really, really good fun. And of course a beautiful thematic experience as well. We're right near the end of the day then now. Park closes 7 o'clock. It's like 10 to 7. We're gonna get in the queue and hold back, and you never know, we might get a night ride tonight. I'd like one, but we'll see what happens. So fingers crossed. We're gonna head round, join the queue and get one more ride in, which will mean we've had 4 rides today as well. And you can already see the lights have started to come on in the area up there at the top as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see this as it starts to go dark. I guess it all depends on how big the queue is as if we're going to get a night ride tonight. Luckily we are here for a few days, and if we do get a night ride we'll cover it in our other vlogs that we're filming here from Europa Park, so stay tuned for those. Yeah, entrance is still down this way. Let's go and see what the advertised time is like for Voltron Nevera, our 4th ride of the day on this brand new Mack Ride Striker roller coaster. And it's advertised on 90 minutes. Let's see how we get on and see how dark it is by the time we ride tonight. So I don't think we're going to get a night ride tonight, unfortunately. But still, all the lights are starting to come on around the area, which is good. So yeah, by the time we get off at least, we'll be able to get some nice photos and videos around the area and see what it's like at dusk. Quite a lot of nice atmospheric lighting around here. I bet it really does look the part in the dark. I'll tell you what though, with no downtime, this queue moves very, very fast. We've done this whole outdoor area in like 5 minutes so far. It's a really quick mover, which is good for the general operation. Starting to see a lot more like the strobe lights in here as well. That looks good. And here's a look back at an empty Voltron queue line. Show you just how much queue there is here. And we've done this in about 10 minutes. I kid you not, about 10 minutes getting around all this crazy operations really fast, which is what we love to see. I think after the opening hype's kind of died off of Voltron, we're not going to be seeing this ride getting like ridiculous wait times. Probably 45 minutes a lot of the time maybe, wouldn't surprise me. These ops are very fast. Look at this, when the ride stays up and operational, look at this, we've cleared it so fast. And we'll be on one of the last trains of the day. right near the back of the queue. Now that single rider queue's emptied out, we can get a good view looking at the machinery over there as well. So that kind of pushes all the energy, all the power in, and that's why you go up and down as part of the story. There you go, now it comes out. That's great, what a really nice little touch. It'd be great if we get a back row now, then we've done all rows today. Good. Genuinely one of the most impressive parts I've ever seen in a ride queue like that. I love it. That's my favourite thing that I've seen here today. I absolutely love that. I love that to it.
That is so unique.
Oh, it is. Are you ready for our last ride of the day?
I am so ready.
Not a night ride, but you never know, we might get row 4.
I'm going to have the outer seat.
Charlotte's going on the outside, I'll go on the inside. Hopefully we'll get a good train again. But we have got a back row, which means today we've had 4 rides and we've done all 4 rows. How lucky is that? Voltron Nevera! Charlotte's had the outer seat, train lights are on, and we're ready for a bounce. Let's go. Oh! Oh! Give me some energy. Are you ready, Voltron? Woo! Back row ride. Whoa! Woo! Hey! Woo! Oh! That stall's good on the back. Woo! Ejector! Charlotte's flying! Woo! Way! Oh! Oh, are you alright? How's it?
It's wild!
You're right there.
Oh my god, it's wild!
You're getting thrown about a bit there. It's not too rattly though, is it? You're alright?
No, because we're on train 3.
We're on a good train. All a bit smoky in here. This is nice at night. Oh. Yeah, it's better here at night. Well, I say at night, as it's getting dark. Let's go backwards. Woo! Hey! Whoa! Woo! Round 2, let's go. Woo! You get some good air time, Charlotte. That was good at the back. That was good. I'll tell you what, the back row is where it's at for me there.
Just took my breath away. That seat on the back. Wow.
You enjoyed that. I tell you what, that was definitely a back row ride for me. And that's the thing, we've done all 4 rows. That was definitely the best ride I've had on it there on the back. Fantastic. Okay. Oh wow, you've just joined us for a back row ride there on Voltron Nevera. And I tell you what, that just goes to show exactly my reasoning for why you can't judge a coaster after just 1 ride. Not even 2 rides, you need a few rides to really appreciate a coaster and just discover all the different seats, the elements. We're really fortunate today that we've actually got to do all 4 different rows on there with the 4 rides that we had as well. And I tell you what, that back row ride was wild in my seat. And Charlotte, how was your ride?
So a lot of people have said that the back right seat is the place to be, and I can understand why, because that was wild. What a great seat. The airtime on there was just phenomenal.
I was feeling it on my seat, you know, getting it. So Charlotte was going wild on the...
brilliant.
Whilst we're here, we'll do like a rider cam POV as well as a separate video, so we can show you our full facial reactions to going on it. But just wanted to kind of... oh, watch the ducks down here.
Let me just go around the ducks.
Cross it over. So yeah, just wanted to kind of, you know, show you some front-facing POVs from all 4 rows, so you can really feel like you're with us. But we'll definitely do some rider cams. I tell you what, though, it's warmed up nice throughout the day. The speed it's going around some of the elements there is amazing, and of course, yeah, some of the airtime. The store was great at the back, wasn't it?
It was so good. But for me, it's the airtime. Like, you are whipped out of that seat, which is such good airtime.
Yeah, that's got better and better throughout the day. Definitely. That has, and that's the thing. We've kind of staggered our rides throughout the day on there, so we've really got to see some differences every time we've been on it, and that's why you've got to have multiple rides on a new coaster, or any coaster really, so you get the feels, get the vibes. I really enjoyed it tonight. I still think, for me, I'm not coming off thinking it's like top 10 worthy or anything like that, because, you know, I'm still not a huge fan of the turntable section and the junior scorpion tail, the spike. I do prefer coaster that just kind of progressed into the layout, so it's not like creeping into the top 10 or anything, but it's a really good addition to this park, a great addition to, well, the European theme park industry. But for me, what really has blown me away is the quality of the theming of the queue line. I really like the area Croatia, but definitely them Tesla coils as well are fantastic. The trains are some of the best in the business. They're really beautifully detailed as well with all the padding on. So I think from like a themed experience, that's amazing. And of course the turntable is there to stay. You know, personally I would have not designed it with that, but I would love to see them now. It's obviously there as a permanent element on the ride. Add a lot more theme, a lot more detail. We had a lot of smoke just as well, didn't we, on that ride?
Yeah, we did, which was really good to see. Like, we didn't fully see that earlier because it was like bright daylight.
It just needs, you know, a bit more going on there. They need to close it in, make it more like a bit of a dark ride show scene to carry the experience. Why am I being turned around in the story? Why am I being launched backwards? I'd like maybe some dialogue from Nikola Tesla or something in there. Another thing that I think would have enhanced it would have been onboard audio, and I think that's why, like, the Ride to Happiness at Plopsaland is still like my favourite, like, you know, coaster in Europe, and my favourite ride from Mack Ride, because the onboard sound takes that to the next level, and this would have definitely benefited from having onboard audio. But still, it's a great addition. It's warmed up throughout the day. Some great airtime, 7 inversions. You've got the crazy launch at the start, which isn't quite as forceful as we were expecting, and a bit kind of judded, but still a unique start to the ride at 105 degrees, you know, going over beyond vertical, which I thought was, you know, still a great element. Overall, of course, we had the disappointment that we shared in the last vlog. You know, they do need to learn from that, but still, well, you know, I'm not going to end on a negative. We've had a good afternoon. We've got more rides in. We're lucky enough that we've got a front row, a back row. We've done the middle rows, and just got to appreciate it. We've met so many lovely people today.
Oh, we have. There's been so many lovely people about, but for my overall thoughts, I'm going to run it down for you.
Go for it.
It's not a top 10 because rides that give me a headache after a ride, and I'm not a massive fan. Like, I have got a headache now from the rides that I have had.
And I've had that as well.
Yeah, we've both had a headache. The actual coaster itself is great. The back row was fantastic, but like Sean said, the turntable, it just needs more, because there's no storyline behind why we're being stopped or anything like that, but it is fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. It's exactly what Europa Park needed. Yeah,
definitely. It's a good thrilling coaster. It's certainly, you know, when you're running wild at the end of the day, a very, very intense ride experience. Earlier on, it didn't feel that intense, but then as the day's gone on, it's warmed up significantly. Shame we didn't get a night ride, but you know what? There is still a chance we might get one this trip. If we do, we'll film like a night POV and put it on. But ultimately, yeah, it's been really good coming here for the opening day of the new coaster. Getting on there, and this afternoon getting all these rides in. I wouldn't say it's made up for this morning, because the park needs to learn, and other parks need to see, you know, how not to open a new ride from an operational point of view. But yeah, I just really hope that other parks can learn from that. But it's a great addition to the park. Lots of fantastic airtime if you love that. Some lovely theming, a great storyline, and yeah, just an overall really nice, thrilling addition. Definitely. Very thrilling here to Europa Park. Of course, we're going to be checking out the upgraded Austria area that's been soft opening over the past couple of days, which is literally right here actually. And as you've seen, we've pretty much had the park to ourselves here.
There's literally no nobody around, which has been lovely.
We had like one member of staff, I think, walk behind us just, because obviously we got on that at the end of the day. We've got our normal Europa Park vlogs coming up as well. Lots of, to be excited for here on the channel. But of course, from the opening day of Voltron, that leaves us with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. We'll see you in tomorrow's video.